Scar did nothing wrong, and I can prove it. Picture this. You were born into royalty. You do not hunger. You have access to vast amounts of wealth, but you have no real power. No, instead, it all goes to your older brother. It's nepotism. And then, that jerk has a kid of his own. And then you learn that that spoiled brat is one day gonna be king, bumping you down the list. So you're royalty, but you're never really gonna be the king. This is outrageous. It's unfair. That's Scar's life. So I ask you, what's one little coup among family? So now, let's go over the list of Mufasa's crimes. You know how at the start of the movie you see all the animal subjects bowing down? If you look closely, you may notice that all of these subjects are, for the most part, herbivores. We know what lions do to other animals. And if you're like me and you watch the Discovery Channel at some point in your life before it was taken over by whatever it is now, you kind of know what lions do to other animals. They eat them. This so-called royalty of Mufasa is eating his own subjects. You don't gotta take my word for it, of course. He even mentions it in the movie. Twice!
Don't we eat the antelope?
Yes, Simba.
I'm so hungry I could eat a whole zebra.
Next on the list, the Shadowlands. We should talk about that. You know, it's mentioned when Simba asks about it, and he says, no, you can't go there. The Shadowlands, that's where the hyenas live. Now, at some point during the events prior to this story, Mufasa exiles all the hyenas to the Shadowlands. We don't quite exactly know why, we just know they're all there. Yeah, that's called ethnic cleansing. Do you think that it's a coincidence that Mufasa exiled the only other real major predatory animals we see in this movie? Do you think it's a coincidence he exiled the other top predator from the savannah? No. He didn't want to share that sweet, succulent flesh. And realistically, what happens when you remove a major top predator from an ecosystem? Yeah, bad things. We're going to be looking at population explosions. With less predators, all of the prey populations are going to rapidly increase in numbers. And they, in turn, will compete for consumption of a limited amount of resources that they need to survive, such as water and vegetation. And this, in turn, can lead to habitat degradation. And this, in turn, will cause some animals to leave and move even further in search of resources elsewhere. This is how you get bears in your backyard. The scientific term for this is a trophic cascade. Yeah, I'm teaching you science now. Just because you're an adult is not an excuse to stop learning. So good job, Mufasa. You messed up everything. Can you really blame Scar at this point? These are some good causes for revolution. So Scar united and allied with the displaced hyena population and then launched a coup. They killed Mufasa. The king is dead. Long live the king. I gotta say, as far as coups go, this one has a pretty low body count. This one's pretty bloodless. Only one tyrant dead and one attempted murder. Scar didn't even try to kill his nephews himself. He asked his employees to do it.
Kill him.
Aw, what a nice guy. He's a family man and a job creator. Now hold on, I know what some of you guys are thinking, that during Scar's term in office, everything went down the gutter. There was a massive drought and a severe lack of food, and the lionesses had to go further and further away to find food that they could hunt. But no, I say. This is not Scar's fault. I am surrounded by idiots. As I mentioned before, these are the consequences of his predecessor's policies. That's a fun tongue twister. Mufasa's actions did this. All it took was one little drought, just a little one, for all of these issues to come spilling over out of the pot. These are the consequences of ignoring climate change.
The nation that destroys its soil destroys itself.
And what do you know? When Simba finally takes over again, it starts raining and everything gets better. See? Scar's policies fixed this. By reintroducing the other top predators back into the ecosystem, Scar was able to lay the foundation for repairing the habitat. What does Simba do? He murders Scar and takes the credit. We haven't seen you in 20 years, Simba. Now you come back with two hippie folks and you're eating this weird all bug diet? And everyone else is just taking his word for it? The last time you saw Simba, he was a little kid. How do you know this is the same guy? Africa's a big place. There's a lot of other lions out there. All that aside, all Simba is really doing is just setting everything up to happen again. And we know this because when we look at the direct-to-VHS home release sequel, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, Simba, what do you know, banishes a lot of other top predators from his lands. Only this time it's a bunch of lions too. The lions that sided with Scar. You know, Scar didn't banish the lions that sided with Mufasa. You're just like your father, Simba. Hey, Welcome to the Wildlife Preserve. Right over there, you can see the rare subreddit just sitting, enjoying the wonderful day. That's right, guys, we now have a subreddit. Oh, such a young, pretty beaut that is. It's gonna fit right in with the official Discord, Twitter, and Patreon. Right. These hunting expeditions are funded by the generous benefactors on our Patreon. Jari Pualamo, Joshua Moldenhauer, Susie M, and the Christmas Fish. These hunting expeditions would not be possible without you. Right, load up the Jeep. Let's get out of here before the game warden shows up.